The state government will soon charge a waste dumping tax to stop interstate rubbish pouring over our borders. The levy will still impact Queensland companies, but we're being told the extra cost won't be passed on to households.
Jason Meyer says he's passionate about recycling.
Very passionate. We separate all our rubbish and our recycling.
But he's glad he won't be charged any more to do it.
People are mindful of their budgets.
From early next year, many will, thanks to a new waste levy to be charged by the state. $70 a tonne will be taxed on waste sent to Queensland landfills, a move targeted at big businesses dumping big amounts of rubbish, but not, the government says, at making big profits.
This isn't convenient, this is necessary. We have a waste issue in Queensland.
Local councils, one of the biggest dumpers, will be given annual advance payments to offset the levy based on the number of bins it collects, meaning in theory the costs shouldn't be passed on to ratepayers.
It will be the same cost as it currently is to put your wheelie bin out.
It's hoped the tax will stem the flow of interstate rubbish pouring into the state. Last year, close to 1 million tonnes of waste was trucked into Queensland and dumped. Nearly a fifth of our landfill intake comes from across the border. The government says without this levy, those figures will increase and the Sunshine State will further descend into the dumping state. Queensland was the only state without a waste levy, and not everyone welcomes its arrival.
This levy comes on top of a series of taxes which again hit small businesses in this state, and it's simply unsustainable.
Least of all, the opposition.
We don't think it's going to solve any of their problems except put more money into Jackie Trad's pocket for the budget.
Joel, could this new levy be a windfall for the government?
It could be, Andrew. The state government tells us this is all about reducing the amount of rubbish that goes to landfill, especially from interstate. But there is still a large amount that is generated locally here in Queensland, particularly from the construction sector, and plenty of that will still end up in landfill, and it will now attract that $70 a tonne levy, all of which goes straight into state coffers. We tried to ask the acting Premier and Treasurer today just how much the government is forecasting to make off this new tax, but she wouldn't tell us. That detail, she said, will appear in the upcoming budget. Andrew?
Joel, thank you. It all adds up.